Yo, what's good? Welcome back to the Heart Zone. I'm the host, McGarren Hart, and we're going to talk some sports. I got a special guest in the building today, Landin here.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you coming by, a.k.a. LJ2 Lit. We've been talking sports for a minute. We known each other since middle school, you know what I'm saying? We used to always go back and forth arguing about any type of sport. So, this one of the guys,
he say back and forth, he mean all the time too, bro.
All the time.
Like this man, bro, he's so stubborn, bro. He will not give on no topic, bro, at all. But today, he get doing right, though.
Hey,
like,
you hear
I'm gonna out-debate this man, so we'll go see how it go.
Y'all hear the man. You know, I ain't losing no debate, so y'all stay tuned for that. We're going to start it off with the top 5 players in the NBA right now. So, we're going to start off with one.
See, I done thought about this quite a bit. And for this particular player, I'd have predicted this situation even back in 2013. Giannis Antetokounmpo is the best player in the NBA. He's a dominant force. He scored 50 in the closeout game in the finals last year. Giannis can rebound, can post up, and he get a little bit of a shot now. You know, it ain't nothing too crazy, but he can look.
He didn't work that mid range, but he hitting that consistently.
Low key.
All right, so he got Giannis as one. I'm gonna go ahead and get my one. I think it's very tough between this guy and Giannis. Giannis my 2, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that. But I got Luka as my 1 right now. I think he's doing so much to change the game. With him being able to pass so well, rebound so well, score so well, and then he doesn't have a true second option on his team like everybody else in the playoffs does. So I think him being able to dominate so well without having the best supporting cast, you know, shows why he's the best in the league to me right now.
See, that's crazy because Luka's not even in my top 5.
Wow.
At all.
Wow.
At all.
That's bold. This is a guy who's beating everybody without, you know, a true second star next to him.
Luka, you have a ceiling with him though. Like, you can only do so much.
Why is that? This is a guy that can pass. You can't really double team because he gonna hit the open man, you know, on the spot.
The thing is though, Luka, he gonna give you 29, 10, and 10, right? But as far as a guy being able to truly dominate in every capacity, you can't do that.
I will say he's not a dominant defender. That's probably his weakest strong suit. But on the offensive side of the ball, you know, he already shown he can have the greatest offensive rating in the league of all time. So that's pretty much what the league is going to anyway.
It's my thing though, bro. Too is like, who can you put Luka beside and him be able to still be that effective first option?
I think anybody in the league.
Who though?
Who can't he put him next to? Giannis, Drew Holiday,
Luka not playing with no fucking
Levine, DeRozan. All these people, all he gotta do is drive and kick, or let them boys do their work, get his little easy offense.
But Luka want those shots though.
He do want the shots.
He be taking some tough shots too, some tough ass shots.
He takes tough shots, but he's still he has a high percentage. I know he started the year in the 20s 3-point, and he rose it all the way to 35 as the year went. So he really improving that shot. And I think,
you calling Luka better than KD, LeBron, and Giannis already?
Hey,
it's only year 3.
How many of those boys in the playoffs right now?
Look, bro, that ain't his fault though. That's the Ben Simmons curse though.
My rest of them, I'm going to say, I got Giannis at 2, like I said. And I got Joel Jokic. The last one is tough because Tatum just beat KD, you know what I'm saying? But you know KD done had his years where he done dominated so much. So I'm going to say KD.
So who's your 3?
Top 3?
Yeah.
I go Luka, Giannis, Joel. I got
Luka,
Joel over
Joel
Jokic.
Okay.
Who your other 2?
So my 2 is actually still the king, LeBron James.
Hey, that's my favorite player. So you know if I ain't put him in my top 5, it's
LeBron almost led the league in scoring. Had he not got hurt the last 3 games, he probably would have won the scoring title.
And he ain't had much talent around him either. So
problem is the Lakers. They got a problem with a clout chasing, but they ain't built an actual team behind LeBron. They built a superstar fantasy world, right? But they ain't work out.
It's not the fit. You can't really put a whole bunch of star players together if they don't fit.
What LeBron is doing at 37 years old, bro, it's just like he still is an elite playmaker, right? He developed his 35-foot 3-point jump shot. He pulling from the logo on them boys.
That's one thing that my boy Chris told me. He was like, "Hey, you know how MJ was so inspirational, Brian, to start off." But then Bron played Curry, and then Curry was the most inspirational player to Bron because Bron wasn't pulling them threes before that. He was trying to hit that mid-range like MJ. Now he's trying to hit it from the logo.
He can still shoot that fadeaway game, though.
He can. He got that. But Curry made him the GOAT for real because that's when he really added that three-point game in there.
You can't make somebody the GOAT that you beat 3-1, bro.
Hey, nah. I mean, you can't say Curry the GOAT, can you?
Hell no.
So, LeBron the GOAT, but I'm saying that Curry, because his three-point shooting was so, like, LeBron.
So what you're saying is that Curry contributed to LeBron's willingness to kind of change his game a little bit.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say contributed. I would say he's the main reason he changed his game with them 3 points like that. Because LeBron wasn't pulling like that before.
He getting torched in the finals over and over again.
Yeah. You getting torched by that 3-point shot. You like, you know what? I might as well add it to my game. And
yeah, for sure.
Really rose his GOAT status.
Well, LeBron's my 2 and my 3 is Joel Embiid right now. My 4 and 5 is Jokic. Because Jokic, bro, he's a 7-foot point guard. You know what I mean? Like, the man can do everything on the floor. He can shoot, he can rebound, he can pass. Got the court vision. And my 5 is a toss-up. I was tempted to go Tatum.
That boy taking over, bro.
Because Tatum is low-key the next LeBron in my eyes, I think.
That's a bold take. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I was also thinking about going Ja Morant right here. Only because Ja came in, he averaging 28 points in year 2. Mm-hmm. And he basically gave that organization life.
So what about, the questions about them winning so many games when Ja not playing? We're going 20-2 at one point.
Look, I think anybody that thinks that Ja Morant don't add value to that team is crazy. I think that it's easy to be able to band together for 10, 12 games and be competitive. They still got a quality team outside of Ja, but we just seen Ja probably have one of the best postseason dunks in history. Like he baptized that boy Beasley.
He always right there where he can make the play. This time he finished it.
But for that reason, I'm gonna give the edge to Tatum slightly. I think Tatum improved more. He almost beat LeBron and went to the finals a couple years ago in 2018 as a second-year player. He can create his own shots. He can basically get to the rim at will, and I've seen him take some crazy layups and make them. So, yeah.
We do disagree on our top 5, but I can't disagree with your top 5. What's your West and East favorites?
All right, so this is what I was thinking. So before this year even started, I had called a Phoenix-Milwaukee rematch, right? That was my prediction. Barring injuries, I don't know how D-Book is going to respond to him being hurt. And also, Middleton is he's the Celtic killer. And they play in Boston in the next round.
They need that. So
they need Chris to be able to create some kind of offensive diversity and whatnot. And without that, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, and them boys are going to make it really tough for Giannis to basically get his. So I got the Bucks Suns still. I think if Booker can come back and be that same 27 point per game score, they'll be successful still. If not, then you gotta look to the Warriors. I hate to say that shit because I hate the Warriors. But yeah, man, I think Jordan Poole giving them boys a really good third option, and it's scary for
He's
everybody
really
else.
blown up this year. He's looking a lot like Steph. And if he's taking as many shots as Steph, you never know. He could be over 25 a game. So I do like the Warriors. What about your East?
My East, I'm probably gonna give the edge to the Bucks. I'm gonna go Bucks versus Heat, and I probably got Bucks winning that series in 6. Only because Giannis is the most unstoppable character amongst them all. I don't think any team really has the defense to stop Giannis. I think Miami got the best chance at it, just because they got Butler, Kyle Lowry, and Tucker. Yeah, I think Tucker would be a good matchup because he's playing against his former teammate.
Oh yeah.
He kind of knows how Giannis works a little bit. So I'm gonna go Bucks versus Suns probably as my finals.
Now, you going to Bucks even though Chris Middleton's out the whole second round versus possibly the best team in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's bold. I'm gonna start off with the East since you did just say the Bucks. I'm like, okay, the Celtics right now, they just beat possibly the best team that's in the East besides the Celtics.
You think Brooklyn is the best team outside of Boston?
They could have. Brooklyn could be anybody in the East. They
obviously they can't beat anybody because they just proved that they almost got swept, or they did get swept.
The Celtics have been the hottest team right now.
They hot, but
hot since January.
Giannis, he's a 2-time MVP for a
Giannis
reason.
without his finisher, his scorer, the guy he can kick to, hit that mid range and that three.
Giannis
and you talk about the Celtics
dominant
defense
that he can do whatever he want.
Against Al Horford and Ron Williams.
Al Horford, old ass hell. No, Horford ain't doing nothing on defense.
Horford has really been a big part of why Boston been so good this year. He been able to guard them bigs. So I ain't gonna lie.
Horford not guarding Giannis, bro.
If Giannis going to the hole, Horford gonna be right there ready for him. I just put it like that.
Nah, bro. If you put Al Horford on Giannis, bro, that's barbecue chicken.
It's not.
That's barbecue chicken, bro. That's all night. It's easy.
It's not gonna happen as much where it's straight Al Horford guarding him, but Al Horford is gonna get a lot of Giannis and Rob Williams. I think they gonna be able to shut it down. Where they got the wings too, where they can shut down whoever you need to. Drew.
You taking Boston there?
I got Boston out east.
Ooh.
I got Boston beating them.
How many
I think
games though?
Them versus Miami gonna be a tough matchup, but I got them.
How many games?
Versus the Bucks?
Yeah.
6.
It's not even 7.
Not even 7. 6 or 5, really. 6 or 5.
You said or 5.
I got the Celtics,
bro.
Nice, bro. I got them being done with the Bucks quick. Giannis great.
I will say this though,
They
whoever win the series between Milwaukee and Boston will probably win the whole thing.
Yeah, I do agree with that because that's probably the two most best teams out east. I think Miami still just got to get beneath that primary score. Jimmy a good scorer, but he's not gonna score at every level where how you need him to finish games. He'll get the mid range for you, but it's harder for him to one arm. So
right. And basketball is a game of matchups.
It is.
So I think the Warriors probably have the better chance to beat Milwaukee or Boston. I think if the Heat somehow can get to the
Milwaukee,
finals, yeah,
the Warriors been struggling with size now.
Yeah,
so they could be
Kevon Looney not built for it, bro.
He not.
Draymond barely built for it.
That's gonna be tough trying to stop Giannis for either one of them teams. I do like the Boston as my finals favorite just because I think they could be any team. But out west, I agree with you.
I don't know.
That's tough though. Yeah, I think the Warriors, they talented. I'm going to go with the Warriors just because D-Book hurt right now as my West favorite. All right, man. Let's go into LeBron versus KD. 2 all-time players. We talk about all-time. Who you take?
Sincerely, bro, is forget KD around here, bro. We don't respect that man not one bit, bro.
Hey, he a Thunder fan.
Yeah, we don't respect KD at all, bro.
He was riding with Russ KD from the beginning, bro.
Look, I've been an OKC fan since the Seattle days.
Yeah.
I ain't really had no issue with him leaving. It's the fact that he sold Game 6 and Game 7 and got up and left the team and joined the team that he just blew a 3-1 lead
the
to.
last games he ever played with the Thunder.
And his team had won 73 games, bro. So KD's rings, I don't care what y'all say, they don't mean nothing to me. He got a tarnished legacy, bro. Like, you won a ring because you joined a team that had Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Iguodala. At the time, Boogie was probably one of the best in the NBA. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I mean, KD, I'll give him some credit for Game 4, Game 5. He had some great closing shots, but he got up and then he said that he wanted to start a run by himself. So what does he do? Go out and gets Kyrie Irving and James Harden. You know what I mean? So when you're comparing LeBron to KD, and I understand that LeBron made that move to the Heat, and people try to compare it, it's just not the same. It's not even close to the same thing.
Miami wasn't a 73-win team.
They were not established already.
Yeah.
The Warriors were established. They had the best record in NBA history.
They just made 2 straight finals, won one of them. So they was already a top team.
The only tarnish on LeBron's legacy is him losing to the Mavs. That was the worst loss he ever had. Because you basically let Dirk Nowitzki beat you by himself. You let Jason Terry get a clip off too.
That's the jitters, man. I feel like it was. I mean, he already played in the finals, but like he ain't never played with that much talent. And you gotta be aggressive. Like he LeBron James, he wasn't aggressive enough. I feel like so that's what ended up losing that series. So you feel like Bron is out of them two, you definitely going Brian.
I feel like Brian the GOAT, period.
Oh yeah.
So I don't even think KD come even close to what LeBron already put in. I mean, but I think James is gonna be the all-time leading scorer. He's gonna be top 10 in assists. He's gonna be top 10 all-time in defensive efficiency. So I think LeBron came in and he had the same effect that Michael Jordan did almost.
Oh yeah.
And even greater, because I think MJ probably loses to the Warriors all 3 times.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because it's just the caliber of players, skill sets into their game is so much higher than the fucking 1990s. You know what I mean? So
the 2000s, that's when it wasn't as good as the time, but it was very competitive. But 2010, that's when you start seeing a lot more super teams, a lot more stacked teams. So it's harder to get to the championship. It's harder to win the ring, and he was still able to, for 10 years straight, get to the finals and win a couple rings.
Reaching the finals 10 consecutive years is crazy. 10 consecutive
years. People try every year to get there. Only 2 teams make it. This guy made it every year.
I don't care what y'all say about the conference was kind of weak. I don't care, bro. Like, this man still made it to the biggest game of the year every year.
A lot of people can't even say they've been to the finals in their career.
Exactly.
A lot of star players can't say they've been to the finals.
Exactly.
He went 10 straight years. That just really describes your great. So. All right, we got KD, Kyrie. They got swept round 1. You know what I'm saying? You was just talking about KD. You can't, ever be a fan of him no more. Then, Charles Barkley, the TNT crew, Chuck, Shaq, Kenny. They go in there, they say KD can't walk around talking like he's a champion if he only rode the bus to get his ships.
So, they speaking facts though, low key.
You feel like that's facts? What you think about that?
Of course it's facts, bro. Him and Kyrie both. Kyrie has not had any success even remotely since he left the Cavaliers.
Yeah.
Boston, he ran over there and low-key ruined their whole entire organization.
He almost did. They rebounded from it.
They rebounded, but
for
that year, you had Jaylen Brown, Kyrie Irving, and Taylor Jackson. That's supposed to be a finals team.
Players about to take off in the league.
Right, and then he gets to Brooklyn, and he don't even play for half the year because he's so stubborn about the COVID vaccine, which that's a whole different conversation. But Kevin Durant also, like, without the Warriors, bro, what does KD have to his name? Nothing, not a damn thing.
That's very true. So you feel like that's validated what y'all saying? Like, if you a bus rider, you can't talk like a champ.
And the fact is, though, KD changed his whole personality after he left OKC, bro. He was mild mannered. Didn't say much at all. As soon as he changed, bro, his man had burner accounts and all that.
He responded to Charles Barkley.
I didn't hear what he said.
So he after Charles said this on the set, KD went on his his Instagram and posted all the pictures, of Charles playing with Hakeem, Clyde Drexler, and playing with Julius Erving. So he did bounce back. You see that side?
But Charles a G for that though, because even though he never won a ring, he didn't give up on his team though.
He didn't.
He stuck with it.
He didn't. And obviously, that hurt you more being a Thunders fan, that he just, up and left when y'all was right there. You could have made the championship the next year.
That ain't the issue, Dan. The issue is that he left and went to that specific team.
At
the time,
your rival.
The Spurs, the Bulls, the Knicks would have all been great fits for him. He chose to go to the easiest route because he wanted to get a free championship.
That's facts. Yeah, so those comments could be validated from Chuck.
He's definitely a bus rider for sure. Definitely a bus rider.
He did get his ring going to the best team of all time, and then him joining it, that just made the more of a best team. So I can kind of agree with Chuck. KD, you are gonna have to go and get you one, cause. By
the way, bro, if y'all disagree, drop it in the comments.
Oh yeah, drop it in the comments. Right, we just leaving our points of view.